Moving is so much of who we are. It's easy to take it for granted. Multiple sclerosis stops people from moving. We exist to make sure it doesn't. The National Multiple Sclerosis Society is a collective of passionate individuals united by a common goal to address the challenges of each person whose life is affected by MS. We believe that moving is not just something you can or can't do, but rather is who you are. That if you are alive, you move along with, because of, and in spite of the great big turning world. Join the movement, the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, at nationalmssociety.org.
Don't worry, Patty. This isn't going to hurt me one bit. Hi, I'm Dr. Eric Shapiro in beautiful Encino, and you're watching LA City View, Channel 35. Our city, our channel. Open wide.
Sergeants, please call the members, have them report to... Sergeants, please call the members. I need 2 more members so that... I need 1 more member. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, September 9th. I want to welcome you to your Los Angeles City Council. This council meets every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m., and the public is welcome. Mr. Clerk, I do believe we have a quorum. Could you call the roll?
Blumenfield, Bona, Buscaino, Cedillo, Engler, Fuentes, Harris, Dawson, Weezer, Kretzker, Corian, Martinez, O'Farrell, Price, Rue, Wesson. 11 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
First order of business.
Approval of the minutes.
Fuentes moves, Harris Dawson seconds. Next.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Price moves, Rue seconds. That brings us where?
Mr. President, there are recommendations to receive and file items 1C and D, and as much as the liens have been paid in full. Further, there are recommendations to receive and file items 2A due to pending litigation and 2D in as much as the lien has been satisfied. Lastly, there are recommendations to continue items 2C to March 16th, 2016, and item 17 to October 6th, as well as 1G to October 6th.
Okay, so without objection, that will be the order. Let's go through the agenda if we could.
Very good, sir. Items 1 through 8 are items noticed for public hearing.
Do we have cards?
Yes, sir, we do. We have cards on items 1, 2, and 8.
Okay, let's hold those 3 items. Let's vote on the remainder. Let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Okay, that takes us where?
Mr. President, pardon me, those ordinances will go over 1 week to September 16 unless reconsidered later with 12 members.
Okay, we may be able to do that today. So continue.
Very good, sir. Items 9 through 17 are items for which public hearings have been held.
Members, specials 9 through 17. No specials. Then let's prepare to vote on these items. Let us open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
That brings us where?
Mr. President, item 18 is an item for which a public hearing has not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Okay, so without objection, this item is now before this body. Do you have cards?
Yes, sir, we do.
Okay, we'll hold that item, and that'll bring us where?
That brings us to items 19 and 20. They're items scheduled for closed session. Would you like to hold them on the desk?
I think we'd like to hold it for a while until Mr. Krikorian arrives.
Very good, sir. On the continuation agenda, item 21 is an item for which a public hearing has not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Okay, so without objection, that item will be before this body as well. Do we have cards on it?
Yes, sir, we do.
Mr. Wizar.
Thank you. Item 21, is that, if we could continue that for a week, please. We have some technical amendments we need to present next week.
Okay, so item 21, we have a request to continue that to September 16th.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so without objection, that'll be the order. So we're now where?
Mr. President, that takes council back to presentations.
Okay, let me look to my right, and I'd like to call on Ms. Martinez. Ms. Martinez, the floor is yours. In fact, Ms. Martinez, before you start, Mr. Clerk, we now have 12 members. What do we need to reconsider?
Mr. President, those would be items 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Okay, so on those items, let's vote for reconsideration. Let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Now we'll actually vote on the items. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Okay, Ms. Martinez.
Good morning, colleagues. I'd like to start our presentation with a video. Are we ready?
I am a councilwoman.
I am conductor.
I am a fashion designer.
I am an entertainer. I am mayor. We are Latino LA.
Thank you very much. Can we move the poster off to the side a little bit further?
Can we get a little help with the
Thank you.
poster?
Kind of blocking our honorees.
Mr. Harris Dawson,
Thank you, Mr.
Johnny
Harris
on the
Dawson.
spot.
Okay, now you can see our beautiful honorees. Thank you very much, colleagues. Today I'm proud to stand here and celebrate the beginning of Latino Heritage Month. Our city is made up of many diverse and distinct neighborhoods. It is this diversity that makes Los Angeles such a wonderful city, one where we can celebrate our many cultures. And this month we celebrate and recognize the rich culture and traditions of Latinos. Next week we will be celebrating El Grito, which commemorates the beginning of Mexico's fight for independence. But this month, we will also have several other activities to celebrate our community, including Latinos in Fashion and Exhibit at LAX, the Latino LA Film Festival in Wilmington, as well as the Taste of Chocolate Festival, a chocolate festival here in downtown that will serve as a closing event for Latino Heritage Month. We are also proud to have partnered with Metro to promote a Latino Heritage Month themed tap card, which will help take our city transit riders to many of the events that will be going on throughout the month. And Nilsa Serrano has a little billboard of what it looks like. I think, members, we all left you a tap card on your desk. Hispanic Heritage Month was approved by President Lyndon Johnson in 1968 and expanded by President Ronald Reagan in 88. This month notes the Independence Day of 8 Latin American countries and recognizes and celebrates the long and important presence of Latinos in North America. This presence has been felt in our city for hundreds of years. Today, people from around the world make Los Angeles their home. With me, I have Department of Cultural Affairs General Manager Danielle Bazell. The Department of Cultural Affairs has been instrumental in developing the calendars and the cultural guides. With this calendar, our department highlights the work of our artists who keep our shared Latino heritage alive and thriving in our communities. I'd also like to recognize 3 honorees that are here with us this morning. Alejandra G. is a shoe designer who is participating in the Latino in Fashion exhibit, who has been fascinating the fashion world since 2011 with her brilliant mix of colors, textures, and her shoe designs. Her shoes are a must-have for celebrities like Carrie Underwood, Gina Rodriguez, and Tyra Banks. Alejandra is a native of Los Angeles who was inspired by her father's strong work ethic and set out at an early age to travel the world and master the art of design. She has also believed that shoes were the heart of the soul, hear, hear, and every woman's outfit. And it was this belief that led her to begin sketching her own designs. Alejandra G. has impressed the fashion industry with her mix of textures, colors, and versatile beauty has brought her collection to life with her hard work and genuine passion. Colleagues, please help me welcome Alejandra G.
I just wanted to say I'm very grateful and honored to be recognized by the greatest city in the world that I was born and raised in. And as a Latina, I feel that I am a role model and for the kids and the youth. And I hope I motivate somebody out there that has seen my dreams come true and anything is possible. Thank you.
There you go. Do I take out? Or we'll take it. Okay. And now I'd like to recognize Lourdes Chavez, another local designer who is being showcased in the Latinos in Fashion exhibit as well. Lourdes moved to Los Angeles with her family at an early age, and while many might have found the transition difficult, she not only survived, she thrived. Determined to learn the new language, get involved in a new community and a new country, she set the course for her future. As a child, she began her interest in fashion by designing dresses for her paper dolls, soon carving her mother's precious wardrobe into bathing suits for her friends without permission. That takes a lot of guts. Ms. Chavez studied at FITM here in Los Angeles, where she was acknowledged as an outstanding talent with a tremendous future. After graduating with honors and working at various design houses, she started her own label in 1998 from her small studio here in Los Angeles. She sketched, cut, and produced a collection. Today, Lourdes is a multi-million-dollar company with accounts at the finest specialty stores and boutiques in the country. Lourdes has been creating amazing designs with each collection and developing into a world-class designer who has been honored and received a number of awards. Please join me in recognizing Lourdes Chavez. Do you want to stand up? One of your designs. Talk about your...
I just want to thank you for this recognition. I don't think I deserve it. I'm very, very, I don't like to talk. I like to be behind the scenes. As an immigrant, I'm very, very proud of what I have achieved. I came here on the very early age, and I knew that I wanted to be a designer, and I never knew the difference in races, colors, or other people. I just knew that I wanted to create beautiful clothes. And I really struggled and fought for what I wanted to do and believe in myself. So I've been the inspiration for all my nieces and nephews, and I always tell them, it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter if you have money or if you don't have money. You just work hard, study, be very honest, and be yourself, and believe on what you want to achieve. And that's what I have done. I really have enjoyed creating beautiful clothes, but the most rewarding part is when I receive a phone call from a customer, and sometimes it's the husbands who really wanted to thank me for making their wives look beautiful. And that's the best achievement that I have achieved for myself.
Very good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And lastly, I'd like to recognize Dr. Douglas Carranza, the chair of the Department of Central American Studies at Cal State Northridge. CSUN has taken the lead by creating the country's first BA program in Central American Studies. This program focuses on the large and growing Central American community that exists here in the United States. Dr. Carranza received his PhD in social cultural anthropology from the University of California at Santa Barbara and has taught at CSUN since 2001. Dr. Carranza is focused on cultural and political issues, particularly in the rigor and conflicts of colonialism in the Central American region. His research explores this concept of space, citizenship, civic society, sovereignty, modes of governing to address indigenous movements and transnational communities in Central America and in the United States. Please join me in recognizing Dr. Carranza as one of this year's Latino Heritage Month honorees.
Thank you very much, Latino Heritage. Congratulations also to Alejandra and to Lourdes. I think I know some of the council members here. Council member Cedillo. I have been working with him since the 1980s. I think we are familiar, and also Councilman O'Farrell, that we have been working together with Salef and Clínica Monseñor Romero and Carecen. Now, we have a new space that Council Member Nuri Martinez was referring since 2000. That is the Central American Studies, now a Department of Central American Studies, the first in the United States that is responding to the needs of the growing population of Central American heritage, almost 7 million. 5 million officially, and those out of those 5 million, hundreds of thousands living here in Los Angeles. Just in Northridge, we have approximately 4,000 students of Central American descent, and the Valley holds one of the largest Central American studies population in Los Angeles County. Then we are really, really proud. We offer the first BA in Central American Studies, but to offer or to create the Department of Central American Studies, it was not just developed by the academic institution, but also for the Central American community. Since the 1980s, and it continues to be so. And I am thankful for being here, and thank you to Latino Heritage. And I hope we will continue to strengthen our relationships. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Carranza. And we were expecting our city controller, Ron Galpern, but I don't think he's here yet. right? Okay. So lastly, I'd like to thank the sponsors of Latino Heritage Month for their generous contributions of this year's celebration. That's Jarritos, Telemundo, ABC, Nielsen, Azteca, Del Rio Foods, Southern California Gas Company, Athens, Union Bank, Los Angeles, Time and Oi, Aviso, Montaje, and Raza 93.3. I'd also like to thank our friend Nilsa Serrano for all her work in coordinating this enormous task of Latino Heritage Month. Nilsa, can you stand up, please, to be recognized? Thank you very much. She's put a lot of time and effort and energy in organizing and putting these sponsorships together. So thank you very much, Nilsa, for all your hard work. We certainly appreciate all your efforts. And now I'd like to ask Danielle, our General Manager of the Cultural Affairs Department, and Nilsa to assist us in unveiling our beautiful artwork today. And thank you very much, colleagues, for allowing us to celebrate and kicking off Latino Heritage Month. Thank you very much.
Let's give them one more round of applause. Thank you so much, Ms. Martinez. And again, congratulations.
Do you guys want to help me unveil it?
And we'll do it on 3. So we'll go 1, 2, 3.
Again, thank you, Ms. Martinez. I'd like to go to Mr. Englander. Okay, Mr. Herman, stop it. We're not going to let you sit there and disrupt this meeting, so just wait until it's your turn to speak. Mr. Englander.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for that wonderful presentation. Thank you. Colleagues, it's often actually that we stand here with either a former intern, a staffer that's departing us for whatever reason, but it's rare when we come upon us a diamond in the rough, or we actually have the opportunity to find somebody so unique that every day when you see her show up to the office, she becomes a bit more polished, where every day her brilliance starts to shine, where every day she brings a new experience and motivation to the office. And we have had the opportunity, and as you all know, we have a big dedication in my office to internship programs, our E12 program. We literally have dozens of young leaders coming through our office each and every year. But there's one recently that stood out like no other. Alexa Myers, who has just been absolutely brilliant and set the bar high. She actually took it upon herself to curate our own CD12 art show, which included over 150 pieces from local artists, over 100 artists, in fact. She went upon herself and went over and above, reaching out to high school students throughout the district, and then organizations like Tierra del Sol, like New Horizons, the PALS kids, and working with at-risk youth to present their art and then invite them into the office. But that wasn't enough. She also got involved in our Great Street on Reseda Boulevard. The program has been instrumental, as you all know, in extending our outreach to the community with the first ever dedicated bike lane. When she would come into the office, the whole team got very excited because there was no task too great. There was no challenge too much. And she took it on, everything with passion and energy and delivery. And it's bittersweet now because she's moving on all the way up to Irvine to go to school at the University of California, Irvine. Joined today here with her parents as well, Scott and Stephanie. And it's Stephanie's birthday week, so happy birthday. She has been so phenomenal and now considered a family friend, a dear family friend, and has just been stellar. And it's so rare when you come across young leaders. I know one day, there's no question in my mind, you'll do whatever you want to do. If you want to sit around this horseshoe, the seat is yours. You want to sit where Herb Weston is sitting, that seat is waiting for you. Hopefully you make some better and smarter and wiser decisions than perhaps all of us. But the opportunities are endless and limitless because you've proven time and time again your ability, your creativity, your energy, your ethics, your morals, your drive, your work ethic is so infectious that I'm so proud that we've had the experience to call you a CD12 family member. And so on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, I have a resolution for you officially declaring Alexa Myers your day in LA. But before we do that, I'd like you to say a few words. So, come on up.
Come on up, say a few words.
Let's give her a round of applause. Now, just to let you know how critical and how important and how cherished she is, my wife, the First Lady of the 12th District, drove all the way up here downtown just to sit through this presentation as well. So we got to give a shout out to Jane Englander as well.
Yeah. Smart, Mitchell, smart.
I just want to say thank you. I feel very blessed to have the opportunity to work for the city at such a young age. And I want to thank everyone from the CD12 staff for being so helpful and actually letting me achieve what I want and trying hard and to help the CD12 staff and the art show and everything I got to do while I was there. And thank you, Mitch, for everything.
And so on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, we say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for everything you continue to do. Best wishes, and our door is always open. You always have a home. So thank you so much. President, thank you, colleagues.
Thank you. Thank you for all your service. Give her another round of applause. Mr. Englander, I'm going to take one item, and then we should begin to prepare for our closed session item. So I'm going to move to item 8, where I have a card from Mr. Walsh, Mr. Hunt, and Mr. Herman. Item 8.
John Walsh, blogging at HollywoodHighlands.org or J. Walsh Confidential, tweeting at Hollywood Dems. Again, we do not have enough. I want to speak for every alcoholic in America and every drunk driver in America. We do not have enough places to buy alcohol in the city of Los Angeles. Sometimes we have to walk 10, 15, even 20 steps. We need more places to buy alcohol. Shop Easy Liquor is very important. I want you to give Shop Easy Liquor an alcohol license, and the next drunk driver, the blood will be on the hands of all of you. When will you stop handing out liquor licenses? You are vomitous, with the exception of one person on this council.
Mr. Hunt.
The name on the speaker card is Red Chief Hunt. I am here.
You're off the subject. You're off the subject. And hold his time for 1 minute. No, hold your time. Listen, Michael. The card says Michael Hunt.
Red Chief Hunt.
Okay, now stay off the subject again.
Okay. I am here to talk about alcohol and the disruption that it causes by the president, Mr. Herb Weston.
You're not on the subject.
Disruption of alcohol. All of you guys that vote on this matter right here is actually causing people to die. Alcohol kills. And you can't deny that, Mr. Weston. How many accidents have we had behind alcohol? How many organizations? And you guys are here to vote a yes on this? Have you guys all been programmed for alcohol? Are you guys all puppets of alcohol? This is what my city council represents. Killing people by voting liquor license in. And that's exactly what it does. We had so many accidents behind alcohol. Mad mothers against alcohol. And you guys are here killing more people, and you guys represent the people because you guys vote on it. Alcohol kills. And there is no other. Alcohol kills. Herb Wesson, get it together, Mr. President. Vote no on this. Don't kill any more people.
Mr. Herman?
I brought Miss Pessy Puss Pig. Miss Pessy Pig is going to help me out.
Now, the question here is regarding Tahunga 910242. For public convenience and necessity, I read here, Mr. Fuentes in CD7. And this has to do with an Easy Liquor store located at 6239 Foothill Boulevard. Just another liquor license by our favorite chipmunk, Mr. Fuentes.
Stay on the subject.
In an area in the foothills so that you don't have to slip and fall, but roll down the mountain to the drunk area. All the drunk. What do you got to say about that, Miss Pessy Pig?
Well, I think he's full of shit because we have to stop the permit process.
Stay on the subject.
Well, Mr. Michael Hunt was correct, the Red Chief, and he said that no.
You're off the subject. Thank you, Mr. Herman. Thank you.
Off-site consumption of the Easy Shop, Easy Liquor Store. Recommendation, everybody, pay attention. The city clerks transmitted the determination to the State Department of Alcohol, other known as beverage control. So full of fucking shit. Quiet, don't say those bad words in here because Herb doesn't like it. It's a Brown Act violation. No, fuck him. All right, keep going. Woo. So he says to you, request findings Herb Wesson under the Business of Professions Code Section 239584. Miss Pessa Piggy, you're right. Now let me speak.
All right. Now the question here is, do we have more room for alcohol permit license, Dion? You're the city attorney. What are you doing to protect the rights of Peppa Pig and everybody else here? Nothing, right? Last words?
Peppa Pig. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fuentes.
President, colleagues, I'd urge an aye vote on this. This particular location has been operating for decades. The shopping center is being remodeled and is going through substantial tenant improvements, so much so that the operator is moving from 4,000 square feet down to 1,500 square feet to a smaller location in the same center, and has had a very good history with the Los Angeles Police Department. So with that, there is no net increase in liquor licenses. I'd urge an aye vote.
Thank you. Are we having Mr. Blumenfield's not here, is he? So we're having a typo. Okay, let's prepare to vote on the item. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
You know what, Mr. Krikorian, I wanted to check with you on
Yep, thank you.
the items we held. You could give us some guidance.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. President. Item number 9, Budget and Finance recommends approval of the City Attorney's recommendations involving an award of attorney's fees and costs. And on item 20, that matter will need to be considered in closed session, but item number 19 can be resolved in open session unless members have questions or concerns.
Okay, let's prepare to vote on item. Yes, Mr. Clerk, go on and read what you must read.
For item 19 in the case entitled Concerned Citizens of South Central Los Angeles versus City of Los Angeles, there is a recommendation to expend $189,801.99 in settlement.
Thank you. Okay, let's prepare to vote. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
We're going to move to item 20. We'll be going into closed session. Before we do that, I do have a couple of cards. I'd like to call Mr. Previn. Mr. Previn forward, followed by Mr. Herman. This is item 20.
Yes, it is Eric Previn from CD2. Good morning, Council President Wesson. You're going into closed session clearly to discuss some sort of special operation with the LAPD, which is, of course, caught my attention, if I have item 20 correct. Now, I'm assuming that this is something that you will not disclose what the nature of that meeting is, because of that would be, of course, the reason for the closed session. And while I do appreciate this kind of secrecy from time to time, it's puzzling because often the Brown Act provides for these kinds of meetings when they are urgent or emergent, situations. But this has been on the agenda for a little while, so this may be an ordinary, course of business matter. We are left, and I think it's important that you feel guessing, sort of. So I hope that it is a good meeting. I hope that you enjoy the discussion, and I hope that, unlike when, for example, the Board of Supervisors went into a closed session with the governor to talk about, I forget the exact details, something like AB 109, they had a little meeting and then they forgot to tell everyone what it was about, and that resulted in the district attorney getting involved and a Brown Act violation. And, sir, since you are on very thin ice in that category, I would just urge you to tread very close to the legality line, because you guys are, you're regularly crossing it down here. I mean, the Board of Supervisors, who do a very poor job themselves, are
Stay on the subject.
You're going to, okay, yeah. So is there any way that we could get a sense of what this is about? Is this about item 12 yesterday when we were, Budget and Finance was unable to find any mental health funding money to train LAPD beyond the 260 since 2014? Is it that? No. Is it, it does have to do with public safety because it is a special operation of LAPD. So let's hope that maybe it's a visitation by Biden, or I don't know. Look, just do your best in there, and let's get out here so we can get this meeting over. It's hot, sir. We need water. Thank you.
Mr. Herman.
Sounds like some shady business, denying the public's right of access to public service or public facilities. What do you think of that, Mr. B?
It's fucked up because it talks about retaliation to threat the public service and facilities on matters possessing threats to the security public buildings. Mr. Herb Wesson called you a threat, Mr. Herman, because he dislikes you.
I know he's tried it many times. He's kicked me out under the Brown Act, right?
No, you're not on the subject.
But the City Council shall recess to closed session after I'm done with this topic under Code Section 54957, which is the fucking Brown Act, in order to confer with the Director of other representatives on the Office of Special Operations. 54957. 54957 is the fucking Brown Act. I know it backwards and front. But 54950 says I have the right under the sovereignty of the Brown Act to say I am speaking to you, Mr.
He's off the subject, yeah. You're off the subject, so focus back on the item.
Representatives of this Office of Special Operations, Los Angeles Police Department, to not deny Mr.
B, myself, into the facilities to make public comment and criticize the operations of public buildings.
The speaker is still off topic.
Essential services, and not the threats by harassment and public humiliation by you, Herb Wesson, you white Nazi racist.
No, you're off the subject. Thank you. His time is expired. Please cut his time. All right, let's go. Sergeants, prepare to clear the... I don't have a card on you, sir. Prepare to clear the chamber so that we can go into closed session. Okay, if I we're back live. We're going to quickly take up item 2. I have Mr. Previn and Mr. Walsh and Mr. Spindler. This is item 2.
Yes, Council President Wesson, it is Eric Previn from CD2. And on item 2A, which is 15-0170-S21. Sir, this stately item falls in your district. It has to do with a group called U.S. Metro Group, Inc. As you know, the great Charles Kim migrated to this country some years ago, did very well for himself. They run a kind of a housekeeping custodial business, and I don't know much about it. This, sir, is a $944,000 lien against Mr. Kim's company. And, of course, what I learned today from the Office of Taxation and Finance is that they have now pulled this one. This is now going to be received and filed. The city attorney will confirm. And so now this is moving into a litigation. Now, we do not know, sir, if this is one of those litigations where the city brings a lawsuit to collect the taxes, or if it's a lawsuit where Mr. Kim and his group sue the city saying, get off my back. We just don't know. But this is a big number, and so we will be looking very closely, sir. And we know that you are going to do your very best to collect on behalf of the city, as you always do. So thank you.
Thank you. So if I could get Mr. Walsh, please come forward. Item 2.
John Walsh, blogging at HollywoodHighlands.org or J. Walsh Confidential, tweeting at Hollywood Dems, and for identification purposes only, chair of the Austin Butner for Mayor Committee. Hearing protests relative to the Office of Finance reports requesting approval to record liens against taxpayers for unpaid taxes. Well, again, you do a fairly good job here. One of them is from the U.S. Metro Group for almost $1 million. Wow, how did they get their contract in the first place? They have a lien of $1 million on it. Next one, Modular Space, $79,000. These are huge amounts of money that the city is owed. And are you taking a real account of all this? And I'd like to finish by saying no reported action, hour and a half in closed session.
Yes. Approval to record liens against taxpayers for unpaid taxes. What do you think about this?
Shit, a bunch of bullshit.
That's right. I agree. U.S. Metro Group does not owe anything. How much do they owe?
I don't know.
They don't owe a fucking thing. Modular Space Corporation. Well, you know, they try to slaughter pigs.
Yeah.
Okay, calm down. Harisco,
Stay on
LLC.
the subject.
You're upsetting the pig. Now.
No, you're off the subject. Do it one more time, Wayne.
Miller Liens. Go ahead.
LLP, $4,845.02 for the evil Jew lawyers at Miller Law LLP. And Harisco LLC, I can't read that number.
$12,000.
$956 for CD3. CD3, there's a Jew there.
You got to stay on the subject, right? So all these people owe these fucking liens. They're illegal. To have a lien, you have to have a court order. You do not have a court order. Yeah, that's right. And you can't do these things without a court order. So you continue to put all of these things with accrued interest. It's illegal, and especially against LLPs and LLCs. Because why? They're corporations, and what do they do? What do corporations do?
They get bailed out.
That's right. So
you're not on the subject. Thank you. All right. There are no more speakers on the queue where it relates to this item. So let's prepare to vote. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
And Mr. President, for clarification, items A and D, the Office of Finance had recommended that those be received and filed, and item B, the lien was confirmed. Item C, that was previously continued to March 16, 2016.
Thank you. Item 1, Mr. Hunt, Mike Calvaluzzi, and Mr. Walsh.
The Red Chief Hunt speaks on liens. What do I think about a lien? I think that we should forgive them. And the reason why is because you guys do not make proper decisions when it comes to the homeowners and the liens. 99.9% of what you guys do is unconstitutional. Forgive the people, let them reinvest the money, and let's get on with it, because liens make no sense. It's only dollars that make sense. When you start putting liens on people's property, what, you deprive them of reinvesting. And all of you guys need to be aware of that. You guys say you represent the people, and this is going to be a yes vote because you guys are puppets, and this is all you guys do. Puppetism.
Stay on the subject. Stay on the subject.
I am not off the subject, sir. Please
stay on the subject. Okay, you're off the subject. Thank you, Mr. Hunt. Your time has expired. Do I have Michael Cavaluzzi or something similar to that? Mr. Walsh? Mr. Julius? Whoever, come on up.
Yeah, that's President Julius. So,
stay on the subject.
I'm the true president of the United States of America.
You are not on the subject, so you got to get on this subject or...
Yeah, I am. I just want to be properly introduced. I don't want to be disrespected.
You're off the subject. Last warning.
Those liens, the city council has proved today that it does not have the integrity to decide whether those liens are valid or not. You are criminals for the way you treated L.A. citizens today. You have no credibility. You have no right to sit on the city council.
You are not on the subject. Get back to it.
Liens. Who turned off the microphone? Liens. You don't have the right to judge those liens because you showed today that you hate the citizens of L.A.
You're off the subject. Thank you so much. Okay, now, Mr. Walsh, you passed. Mr. Spindler, I have one card that doesn't even have a name on it. Okay, Mr. Where is he at? There he is.
Yes, here we go. My friend decided he wants to learn more about City Hall's corruption. CD6. Oh, look at that. Mary. That's right. $526. That's not enough money for a lien. So what should we do with anything under $1,000? Fuck it. That's right. So vote no on that lien. Dismiss it. Then we go to CD15. That's down there by the ports. We don't want to lien on that, do we? Yeah. Why is that? Well, there's a lot of people there that have ships, and they import a lot of cargo, but only 500...
Stay on the subject, Mr. Spindler.
Turn the fucking micro. $526.
No, you're off the subject. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Spindler. Thank you. Okay. Let's vote on this issue. Let's open the roll. Mr. O'Farrell. I'm sorry I didn't see your name. Yes, okay. Mr. O'Farrell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I request to continue item 1E to Tuesday, September 22nd.
Okay, without objection, that'll be the order. Let's Open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Mr. Clerk. I've got Mr. Previn. With disruption in the back, Mr. Hunt, please refrain. Okay, Mr. Previn.
He only has one.
Mr. Previn, I'm informed you have 1 minute.
And for clarification, sir.
Yes, Mr. Clerk.
A substitute motion, item 18, has been distributed and is now before council for consideration.
Okay, and like I said, Mr. Walsh.
Yes, it's Eric Previn, a resident from CD2, sir. And this is, to be fair, what I have been on about for a number of weeks and months, which is the current structure of our city council meetings and the various committee meetings that do take place on various days of the week, not Thursday, however. And then, of course, the city council meetings unfold in the way that you seem utterly disgusted by. And I don't blame you, because I think we do have a problem. And I think that the solution is in the 6-month proposal that I've launched a number of ways, which is...
You have to stay on the subject, Mr. Previn.
Let people speak on items at committee, of course. And then if it's ever on the agenda of the 15 hallowed body, we let them speak. Because like what Quasi and many of the people came down on some of the items that you invited them to speak on, sir, people have stuff to say, and you can benefit. Today, item 16 was the tiny structure where Mr. Buscaino is...
Stay on the subject. Eric, please, man.
Well, Mr. Wesson, to be fair...
no, you're not on the subject. You're disrupting the meeting. Mr. Walsh, sit down, okay? Now, go on, Eric.
No,
No, you're disrupting the meeting. You're done, okay? Now, Mr. Walsh, come up, and I'm telling you in advance, stay on the subject.
John Walsh, HollywoodHighlands.org, new blog up there today. Okay, this concerns the police permit review panel. They're the ones with liquor licenses. They're the first people to see it. Because Mr. Price denied 2 liquor licenses, thank you, for his on behalf of your neighborhood, all hell broke loose. So now they're going to put the public police permit review on, and taking it away from Plum and putting it in public safety, so that from now on, no liquor licenses will ever be denied. That's what they're doing now, so that we can have all of these, an unlimited number of liquor licenses. So, remember, we are the drunk driving capital of the world. And today, a drunk driver stabbed to death 3 children in his car, 8 to 12 years old. What neighborhood? Your neighborhood, Mr. Price. And I'm sure he went out and had a good drink after he did it.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Hunt, followed by Mr. Spindler. Let me see.
The Red Chief Hunt says stop the BS. No more liquor license. No more bad decisions by the committee.
Mr. City Attorney, is he on the subject?
He is not.
He is not on topic? Is that what you told me? So let's get back on the topic. Read the items before you come up and speak. It would make it easier.
What do you mean make it easier? Come on, there's police and corruption about liquor
Nope,
license?
it's not. It's not. Thank you, Mr. Hunt. Okay, Mr. Spindler.
Well, we have to have subjects about police and brutality.
You're not on the subject.
But that's why you talk about people being killed. And the
You're
city
not on the
can't-
subject, Mr. Spindler. Talk about the motion.
Right, the motion about the violence.
No, it's not.
The speakers.
Thank you.
It's about the violence.
Thank you. No, it's not. Again, you're off topic. Your time has expired.
Well, I tried
Thank
to-
you. His time has expired.
trying to
Take
be a
a
good
seat.
speaker.
Let's prepare to vote on this item. He's being disrupted. You know what? Again, both of you, sergeants, could you show them they've been disruptive? Show the Mr. Spindler remove him from the chambers and take Mr. Herman with him. Okay, let's prepare to vote on this item. Let's open the roll.
Pardon me, sir. There is a substitute motion. It's a 2-vote matter.
Okay, so let's vote on the substitute. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 eyes.
That matter is now before you, sir.
Now let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 eyes.
Thank you. Okay, that moves us to general public comment. Antonio Ramirez. Mr. Previn. Yeah, no, he's disrupting the meeting. Show him the door. He's continuing, Mr. City Attorney, to disrupt the meeting.
For the record, that was Mr. Herman disrupting the meeting as he exited.
Yes, it was.
Ladies
Okay,
and-
Miss Ramirez, come on.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a venomous wetback and chango gangbanging epidemic here in Los Angeles. Stop rewarding them, but napalm their asses. Everything that has these scummy wetbacks and chango gangbangers have, they have it because they have stolen it from the American people. Latinos are nosy, filthy, uncivilized pigs and thieves. On a more urgent note, there is a criminal ring of pedophiles and perverts who videotape women at the Music Center Grand Park bathrooms. Both bathrooms, the one by Starbucks and the one closest to First and Spring. These perverts are black, brown, and white trash who often sit outside in front of the female bathrooms and also in the quad area by the pink and chairs and tables. This usually happens at around 6:30 a.m. through 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. through 10 p.m. daily. Review the surveillance cameras. We notify Deputy Riggs and Deputy Back regarding these problems that women are complaining about in the bathrooms. God bless Donald Trump and God bless America.
Thank you. Your time's expired, Mr. Previn. And we'll be followed by, there's a Mr. Mohammed. Mr. Previn, go ahead. Followed by Mr. Barajas. Go right ahead.
Yes, it is Eric Previn, a resident from CD2. And I see Mr. Dawson, Harris Dawson, Mr. Cedillo, Mr. Buscaino, Mr. Wesson, Mr. Price, Ms. Martinez. So that's who I see. That's not a quorum, sir, but obviously this is public comment where we've indulged in the maximum disrespect, so I suppose we're not even invoking the Brown Act. Obviously the city clerk or the city attorney will correct me if I'm wrong, but that's not a forum. And, sir, what can we do? Let's put our heads together. I talked with Catherine Hannigan. As you know, Mr. Kretz has been in touch with Rabbi Heyer over at the Museum of Tolerance. They are going to be taking a very close look at this meeting. I think everyone should take a very close look because we could do better. We have a lot of people who care. You know, today on the cover of the New York Times, they're worried about Mayor de Blasio is worried about homelessness. In Chicago, Mayor Emanuel is worried about crime and also. And here in this city, we're also concerned. But we have to face the criticism. We have to enjoy the criticism and learn from the residents. I don't know what you're doing, sir, but you're taking us into the dream.
Thank you very much. Your time's expired. Next, Mr. Walsh, you're after him, I believe. Or you're after Mr. Barajas. Yes, sir. Go on.
Yes, my name is Oscar Muhammad. I speak for the oppressed. I speak for the struggling poor, and I speak for culture change. We should find a way to come to some type of sanity today. We seem like us as human beings have lost our common sense. We do not have respect for our fellow men as we should. I look at that off condition on Skid Row. We should remove the homeless off of Skid Row. All that junk and all that old tarp and ran down plastic is destroying the beautification of downtown Skid Row. And all in the immoral conduct that goes on down there daily. We should find a better way to remove the homeless off of Skid Row. We should go back to free enterprise. Free enterprise was clean government. Free enterprise was honest government. But seemed way the conspirators found a way to bring the politician over to America and take the business out the hand of the individuals and put it in the hand of the government. And our country has been going downhill ever since. We should find a way to put honesty back in our society. But if Mayor Bradley was the mayor of Los Angeles, you would not see no Skid Row.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Barajas, followed by, I believe, Mr. Walsh, followed by Henry Marine.
Okay. Now, I think I want to stick with an event this Saturday with the Schiller Institute in New York. It's called Creating a Peace Paradigm, a New Era for Mankind, where we all become truly human. This will be live broadcast at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and obviously the live event will be in New York at somewhere around 1 p.m. I think the emphasis here would be if anyone wants to really see what the crisis is between Obama and Russian Putin, it's very simple. Putin is getting rid of IS in Syria. Obama, as clarified by Michael Flynn, has been the person who has committed the crime of acceleration of the terror network in order to get rid of Assad. In other words, Cuba means a crisis. Putin is saving the world.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh, followed by Mr. Marine, followed by Mr. Hunt.
John Walsh, a new blog up at HollywoodHighlands.org, J. Walsh Confidential. City Attorney, you found Mr. Spindler disrupting the meeting, and you approved the ejection. There was no disruption. The tape, everyone saw it, there was no disruption. 1.5 hours in closed session. That's almost a record on one issue. What was the issue? The LAPD came in here, the Director of Special Operations, to tell you top secret information concerning, and I'm quoting now from the agenda, threat to public services, threat to facilities, posing threats to the security of public buildings, threats to security of essential services. There's something going on here. I ask you, have you received serious threats? That's what people are saying in the hall. What? Bombs? What? I want to know why you spent 1.5 hours with the cops. I feel threatened here. Is this whole place going to explode? I have no idea, and you won't tell us, and the Times reporters don't give a damn.
Thank you, Mr. Marine, followed by Mr. Hunt, followed by Mr. Julius.
Just here to find out when you're going to make the back payments. I want to think I'll always be beholden to Mr. Nate Holden and his colleagues for not agreeing to not account for the time of employees in the MOU defined deductions they was holding longer than the law allows. So when are you going to make the back payments to Lacier CalPERS or any pertinent 457B plan that you failed to make payments to in the past? Nobody promised me 40 acres in the MU, but they promised me a career if I served 1,000 or more hours under government employment, which is satisfied by a government check provided by that government employer or a third-party administrator, which is the union is. So the union's been taking too much money, and Fredericks versus CTA can show you bastards are just taking too much money from we public employees.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Hunt, followed by Mr. Julius.
The Red Chief Hunt is very disappointed by Herb Wesson, the president, violating people's rights capriciously and vexatiously. It's called the Brown Act. He cannot read the Brown Act because he doesn't understand. The people make City Hall. We vote for you. You don't vote for us. We come here to participate in the meeting. And this is very important that all the citizens have a right to talk. Herb, you are the worst president that the city council have ever had because you don't give a person a chance. Their last thought. You need to resign, sir. Effective immediately. I'm embarrassed by you. All you can say is you're interrupting the meeting.
Really? Okay, if I could get Mr. Julius. No, your time has expired. No, you go and sit down. He's disrupting the meeting. He's disrupting the meeting. Go on, Mr. Hunt. You could leave. Let Mr. Julius, sergeants, show him outside. Take him outside. Remove him. Remove him. Hold your time, Mr. Julius. I want you to have your minute. Sergeants, take him before Mr. Julius speaks. No, you're sergeants, take him outside. He's disrupting the meeting. He's disrupting the meeting.
And for the record,
he is continuing, Mr. Hunt, to disrupt the meeting. Mr. Julius.
Okay, that is President Julius. So, Heil Herb, you won't get away with the crime you committed today, Herb. They may not know it's a crime, but I'm the greatest genius of all time. Nobody who knows me would dispute that. Even the people who hate me would not dispute that fact. They would say, well, anyway, let me get to other matters. Mayor Garcetti and Miss Robinson of the Housing Authority are still trying to make me suicide with bed bugs. Does the city of LA get a bonus for every veteran they make commit suicide? Maybe you don't understand that for veterans with PTSD, severe emotional problems, not having air conditioning, the heat is 1,000 times worse. How the hell can you deny veterans air conditioning in the city of LA? Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes general public comment. Mr. Clerk, what is before this body?
Mr. President, Council has motions for posting and referral.
They are posted and referred. That brings us to what? Announcements? Any announcements? Mr. O'Farrell.
Thank you, Mr. President. As yet another heat wave settles in, I want to remind Angelenos that we have cooling centers across the city, from San Pedro, South LA, City Center, North Valley, and to find out where your cooling centers are. And it's really important to remember during these heat waves that it really can pose a physical hazard to your health. Log on to laparks.org, laparks.org, to find out the complete list, the bulletin from the City of LA on where your cooling centers are, and please take advantage of them if you are not in an air-conditioned environment.
Thank you, Mr. O'Farrell. Any other announcements? If I could ask everyone in the chambers to please rise for adjourning motions. I'm looking to Ms. Martinez's side. Mr. O'Farrell.
Thank you, Mr. President. About a week ago, we lost a really great man. It is with great sadness that I ask that we adjourn today's meeting in memory of Ross G. Bates. Ross Bates was one of the pioneers of persuasion mail and modern political consulting. Ross Bates provided innovative campaign mail and consulting services for almost 40 years. Beginning in Los Angeles in the 70s and 80s, Ross worked for legislative and local candidates across California. In the late 1980s, Ross was one of the first consultants to provide high-quality mail to national campaigns, working with the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee on successful races in New York, Indiana, and North Carolina. 20 years ago, Ross, while living in Washington, D.C., started Bates Niemand, a prominent consulting firm that provided campaign and advocacy consulting to campaigns ranging from presidential to state legislative to municipal to ballot measures, as well as advocacy work for environmental and health causes. In 2007, Ross moved back to the West Coast, and he focused on local, state political races and worked on the following campaigns of County Assessor Jeffrey Prang, California State Assembly members Miguel Santiago, and Jimmy Wood, California State Senators Mike McGuire and Tony Mendoza. In 2014, he helped an anti-fracking ballot measure in San Benito County succeed despite being outspent $2.5 million to $140,000. I got to know Ross because he worked on my own campaign and did my own mailers. And I struggled with it because I hate campaign mailers like most other voters, but I knew I needed to do very targeted messaging to get out the word on who I was and my goals for the district. And Ross and I became friends, and he was really an incredible man. Ross graduated from UCLA with a major in political science and a far more useful education in political activism. Ross had a true commitment to combining thoughtful strategy with creative design to promote winning campaigns. As I mentioned, Ross passed away very suddenly this past Friday, the 4th. He is survived by his daughter and granddaughter, and to all those who knew him, may he rest in peace.
Well said, Mr. O'Farrell. I'm now looking to my left. Mr. Harris Dawson.
I have an announcement first and then a adjourning tribute. Homelessness and Poverty Committee will start at 1:15 as opposed to 1. So folks on that committee will be availed of that information. I'm asking members to adjourn in the memory of Reverend Ron Wright. We lost him last week after a long battle with cancer and other ailments. Ron Wright's family moved to Los Angeles. His father was a police officer in Louisville, Kentucky. Back in the day when black police officers couldn't get cars or arrest anybody who was white, he moved his family here to Los Angeles, where Ron Wright attended Angeles Mesa Elementary and LA High School. Ron, through fights with his father, entered the street life and got involved in the underground economy and developed a very bad addiction. Was able to come out of that addiction, go to college, and become a minister. He was the first pastored at the Santa Barbara AME Church, and then came back to Los Angeles and pastored Emmanuel AME Church, where he pioneered a recovery program currently referred to as Free in One. And it is a faith-based recovery program that responds to the 12-step model. Reverend Wright was active with the Brotherhood Crusade, People's Coordinated Services, the Department of Mental Health, and a host of other organizations in this community that help people deal specifically with the issue of addiction. And so I'm asking the council in the city of LA to adjourn in his memory today.
Mr. Bonin.
Mr. President, because homelessness and poverty is going to start a little late, Transportation Committee will need to start a little late. We'll have to start at 3:30.
Thank you. And members, before we adjourn, I do want to mention that we have with us former State Senator Kevin Murray is with us today. Welcome. With that said, this meeting is adjourned.